The year is 2018 and multi-instrumentalist, DJ, and producer Kenny Beats has reinvented himself. Coming hot off the heels of his collab album with Vince Staples, an incredible JPEGMAFIA cut, and one of Ski Mask's best songs ever, Kenny had cemented himself as a producer to watch out of nowhere. And while he wasn't brand new to the scene with cuts with Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, and Smoke DZA under his belt, as well as an entire EDM career through his duo Loud Pack, the splash he made from 2018 to 2019 was unavoidable. Unlike other popular producers of the time like Pierre Bourne, who created an influential sound that they subsequently pigeonholed themselves into, Kenny's greatest strength was his ability to become a chameleon in the studio. While his notable cuts that caused his dramatic rise were mostly through left-of-center hip-hop artists, for the most part their only sonic similarity was his iconic producer tag, allowing him to go from the aggression of Rico Nasty to guitar-driven tracks of Dominic Fike to lo-fi trap beats of Joji. In an era of hip-hop where more and more beats sounded similar and felt safe, Kenny's deliberate choice to serve as a true producer rather than just a beat maker set him apart from the rest through creating seminal cuts for artists who are now some of the most important acts in hip-hop. So how did he get here? Kenny's story starts in Greenwich, Connecticut, where he grew up and discovered his love for music. He was always passionate about music, playing guitar and drums in his childhood, but he began to take music seriously when he placed second in an electronic music competition in 2008. Later, during an internship with Cinematic Music Group, he got his foot in the door with TDE artists Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q, who got him his first placements, but everything was about to change as he moved to Boston to attend Berkeley and become half of the EDM duo Loud Pack. Signing to Steve Aoki's and Skrillex's labels, Kenny and DJ Ryan Marks traveled the world and began to make a name for themselves in the EDM scene, landing remixes for major acts like Major Lazer and the Chainsmokers. But through all the successes, he longed for his first love, hip-hop. Kenny's approach to production is unlike most of his peers, where acts like Pierre Bourne made names for themselves with their beats and then subsequently spun themselves off into their own rap careers. Kenny is strictly behind the scenes. Cleverly though, a big part of Kenny's appeal is his personality. Production has historically been a behind-the-scenes job, with general audiences rarely knowing what a producer does, let alone who they are, apart from a catchy producer tag. There's no denying that Kenny's production catalog is full of incredible songs, but his work is elevated through the community he fostered. Released as a companion piece to his busiest and most notable years, his YouTube series The Cave gave audiences a glimpse into studio sessions with artists who were often still in the underground. The Cave's format wasn't groundbreaking. Kenny would put a beat together on the spot and the episode would culminate in the artist laying down some vocals. But the part in between was what made the show special, where Funk Flex freestyles, ingenious breakdowns, and Tiny Desks showed off intimate, off-the-cuff performances and behind-the-scenes looks into an artist's process. The Cave succeeded in the same way a show like Hot Ones does. The show felt unfiltered in a way that made it feel accessible, like it was just two friends making something silly together for fun. And it obviously resonated with people, with each episode garnering millions of views and several freestyles spawning their own official tracks. The Cave was Kenny Beats' reintroduction to the world, but his Twitch streams fostered the community in ways pre-recorded videos couldn't. Instead of the content being one-sided, his streams created a space for a generation of amateur producers to learn from each other and participate in beat battles. Kenny's work in the late 2010s was groundbreaking and incredibly forward-thinking. Now, most producers have Discords and artist projects and try to recreate that spark the Cave brought, but none have been as successful as Kenny. His approach to production, especially hip-hop production, is so unique, and his debut album LOUIE is no exception. Kenny never thought he would make his own album, but after the death of his father, he wanted to create something that reflected on their relationship in his memory. With a producer as connected as Kenny, it would be obvious to put together a bizarro world version of a DJ Khaled or Metro Boom project full of features, but LOUIE's approach to guest spots and its lack of formal verses allow for Kenny's production to be front and center. The album is rife with appearances from mainstays like JPEGMAFIA, Remy Wolf, Thundercat, Mac DeMarco, and Omar Apollo, but the decision to use their contributions more like samples than features create one of the most unique and resonating producer projects in hip-hop. Kenny's lack of sonic cohesion in his production discography is the exact opposite of hot producers like Filthy, but his ability to be a jack of all trades in the studio led to him becoming one of the most unique figures in modern hip-hop. And as the artists he put on at the end of the 2010s have grown, his music has continued to age perfectly. With The Cave returning for its fourth and final season, Kenny is clearly in a different place than he was in 2019, but I for one am so excited to see what's in store. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to stick around, and I'll see you in the next one.